Oh man, well, folks, I got the video creep here himself, my good buddy Mike. What's up, dude?
Hi, hello.
I'm super stoked to have you on, man. This is gonna be fun. We've been talking about doing this for a little while now.
Yeah, man, when I went out to the Bay, I was so bummed that we couldn't link up. Obviously, it was so impromptu, and it was like, hey, I'm here in like an hour. Come around. But no, yeah, I knew eventually that we would end up like doing something just because like you're a fucking super cool guy, and like I've liked our interactions and shit, so I'm equally pumped.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, man, I've been really enjoying like our conversations and I've been digging your YouTube channel, Video Creep. What can
Ah,
you tell
dude,
folks
thank
about your channel?
Well, my channel, it's like every other channel, but I like to cut in parts of the movie and I give my own like view on the films and stuff, which is nice. I started as just like an outlet because I didn't have any like horror friends, and I just like I know all this stuff. Someone talked to me, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start a channel. And then like it's funny how like then you just start meeting other people like you. Like I met you, and like there's a couple other like horror YouTubers that I've gotten the chance to get to know now, which is it's been nice.
That's awesome, man. Have you always been into horror since you were a kid?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, always into horror, shitty horror, but like isn't it weird when you go back in time and look at like the movies that you loved in like your favorite genre as an adult, and you're like, why the fuck did I love this?
Yes.
Like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Urban Legends Final Cut.
I haven't seen that one.
You're not missing anything. What are some of yours?
Oh my gosh. I have so many. I mean, one, it's actually kind of a guilty pleasure though.
The
But
only
Jack
actor you turned
Frost.
to. Oh God, God. The best part about Jack Frost is the fact that Shannon Elizabeth is in that.
Oh my God.
She's
Yeah.
so hot, so hot.
So smoking.
American Pie taught us to love her, and I still do.
Yeah, I think that was a point for a lot of young men that were like, and now I'm a man.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. There's a couple of moments like that. I talk about on one of my last channels how like my first boner ever was to Misty from Pokemon. Uh,
Hey, I
they're
mean,
they're short shorts, you know.
it's so bad. You know, my first crush was Scully from the X-Files. I mean,
That's an amazing first crush. Holy shit.
first
God,
time I saw her, I was like, wait, what? I really like girls. Oh my God. That was like the moment where I realized I really liked girls.
you're the one. You're the one. God, I don't remember. I've had some weird ones. I hate that my follow-up to Misty is gonna be this, but like, I always had the hots for, and it's fucking ridiculous. I don't even know her name, but it's the girl opposite to Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks. There's just something about her. I don't know. Hits me right where I live.
Oh my God. Well, you're joining me today to talk Christmas horror films. Are you a fan of Christmas horror films? Are those movies that you usually revisit every year?
So what's funny about that is I never considered it even a thing until like you realize that it's its own almost like subgenre. It's like fucking Christmas horror movies. And for the most part, yeah, I tend to really dig Christmas horror. I think there's something about the yin and yang of like, oh, this is really splendid. And then it's like, oh, this is horrible. This shouldn't be happening at all. There's something really nice about that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say I like it.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, this month we're doing all Christmas horror films, and this episode we're covering Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Silent Night.
Yeah.
Um, what is your history with these films? Had you seen them before? And were they films that you were like, yeah, this is like a yearly thing for me to watch these?
So Silent Night, Deadly Night is definitely a classic. That's one that kind of, It has a heavier rotation. Silent Night, it was the first time that I ever saw it. I'd never seen that movie before. And I only watched it so that way I could talk about it with you on this here. And yeah, I actually really liked it. There are negatives to it that I have, but like overall, I enjoyed the film a lot.
Right on, man. Yeah, I mean, and that's a perfect segue into our first movie, which is Silent Night. And Silent Night, give me 1 second, we'll cut that out. And Silent Night was released in 2012. It's directed by Stephen C. Miller, and it stars the beautiful Jamie King. I think
Yeah,
I was telling you over
yeah,
text, I
yeah,
was like, she's so hot.
yeah,
She was
absolutely.
Goldie in Sin City. I forgot about that.
Oh shit! So she
Yeah.
was. So she was. I remembered her from My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
That's another
remember.
good holiday horror film.
Uh, uh,
Anyways, I digress. Malcolm McDowell is in this, which he just
yeah.
chews up every scene he's in.
What a fucking surprise! I wasn't expecting that at all. He's one of those characters who he's been in a million things, but no matter what I do, I see him in Halloween,
Yeah.
which is weird, which is so weird. But I do every time I see him. I liked him in this too. I thought he was interesting.
Yeah, I mean he's really bringing it. He knows what movies that he's in, which is a lot of fun. And Silent Night is a slasher film, and this is basically about a crazy Santa that is going around this small town and slaughtering people. It's a loose reboot remake to the original film. With some nods to it, like Garbage Day and stuff like that. At least the sequel. So it's a more of like a loose remake, but it's still kind of like this spiritual sequel type of
Yeah,
film.
yeah, it's
Uh
weird. I don't look at it as connected at all in a weird way, even though it like shares a name almost. And then there's like just specific scenes that are just copy and paste. It's definitely its own animal.
yeah, which is really cool. I mean, it seemed fun to me to do a have these two films back to back where you got Silent Night and the original Silent Night Deadly Night, because then you're like, oh yeah, there's that kill that I remember.
Yeah,
That's a cool spin to it.
yeah, yeah.
And basically, Jamie King's Kelly character, she's named Audrey. She is, or Aubrey, I'm sorry, and she is a deputy. Malcolm McDowell is the sheriff, and they're trying to hunt down this crazy Santa. And this is a fun slasher. What were your thoughts as you got into this film and when the slaughtering happened?
Okay, so all right, just like starting right off the bat, and I don't know if it's just because I'm really into like those YouTube videos where it's like 10 creepiest things to happen in your house. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I watch just like hours of that shit. Like
Right
literal. It's
before
like,
you go to bed.
yeah, it's crazy. It's great. It's like I'm probably fucked up. But the
I do the
opening
same thing. It's
scene
all
to this,
good. We're
yeah,
both fucked up.
we all have I think we all have that thing where it's kind of like, why do I like this? Like, this is fucked up. This says something about me. Um, but yeah, no, I watched tons of that shit. And like the very opening scene in this movie is like a girl tied to a bed while he's like just getting it's like a super gnarly opening. Very dark. Very dark. So it had my attention right away.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It's super dark, especially, I mean, Silent Night, Deadly Night's pretty fucking dark in the beginning, but this one, it goes up to a whole nother level, and then you see, this dude sitting in this chair with all the Christmas lights around him. You got Santa like getting himself ready, shaving his face, putting on his mask, and he electrocutes this dude
Ah.
with all of the freaking Christmas lights. It's fucking gnarly and such a fun kill.
Yeah, it's super innovative too. There's something about which I guess in and of itself is kind of like a nod back to Silent Night,
Silent Night,
Deadly
Deadly
Night.
Night,
Yeah,
yeah.
Not one that I put together up until just now, but like, yeah, there's another kill in there. I like any time that you can utilize Christmas lights as a murder weapon. I don't know what it is. It's enjoyable. Like in Terrifier, where he like ties her up and then decorates
Yeah.
her.
My God. I know, dude. That I thought that was so cool. And then we start to get introduced to our cast of characters. So Aubrey, she's super down. It's Christmas Eve. It sounds like her husband may have died the year previously, and so she's just like and down in the dumps, but she's got to go to work. And Malcolm McDowell is the super like out of touch, but total dickwad, but kind of awesome at the same time sheriff, who's
Yeah,
like, "Get your ass out of bed and get to work."
yeah, no funny business. No funny business. That guy. He's all work. All work.
Ugh.
I noticed that every time that they had him on screen, for some reason they played like Western music behind him. uh,
Which always made me laugh. It was so it's like
yeah,
I love that.
he was his own character, and it felt like every time like he was on screen, it was his own like tone to the movie. There was like a switch. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and she's living with her parents, and her dad is gonna be in like the Santa parade. And you can tell that they're really close. Her dad used to be a police officer, and so she heads off to work. They don't know what happened to one of the deputies, and basically they find out that that deputy has been murdered. I love this scene where she's going through the house, and
Oh
then she
right,
finds the body upstairs.
sure, sure. Yeah, it made me think of that movie Seven, where they find a guy with like his head is over the bucket and shit. That same like that tension where they're just looking through. It's that same thing. It's a very tense scene. I
Oh,
like that.
yeah, and you even get like the call that people are complaining about the smell, and you feel like it's super grimy and nasty
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. I wouldn't want to be there. That's a shit job. That's a shit job.
Fuck yeah, dude. And she finds the woman that's upstairs because her phone's ringing. She opens up that cupboard and it's her hand holding
Yeah.
the phone. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. I like that about this movie. Like the practical effects in this thing are fucking awesome. It's visually very very cool.
Oh,
There's another thing. I don't want to jump ahead without like getting there,
no,
but
do it, do it.
I gotta bring it up. Like when he throws the softcore porn chick into the wood chipper, right be-
Yes.
right before that scene, he like cuts her leg off. Awesome, awesome. And then he like throws the leg in the wood chipper, which is like so fucked up. Imagine if someone was like, "All right, I cut your fucking leg off. I'm throwing you in a fucking wood chipper. Want to see what it looks like? Here's
Oh,
your leg." That's fucked. That's fucked.
she definitely got the worst kill in the
Oh,
entire film.
did you ever see that video? It's fucking. I feel like a garbage person for even bringing it up. But did you ever see that video? Baby burgers.
No.
Oh, it's super. It's one of these like viral snuff films that have been around forever, and it's like a it. All right, I'm just gonna fucking tell the whole thing. So it's these two guys and they're filming a woman and she's going into her car and she's pushing a stroller. And you could tell that like she's not aware of what's going on or anything like that. And they're filming her and then the video cuts out. And then the next thing that you see, it's like dark, it's nighttime, and it's that same woman, but she's tied up to a tree. She's screaming and she's yelling and don't do it. Don't do this to my baby. Why are you doing this? The whole thing, all the things that you say when really life isn't going your way, and they take the baby and they throw it in a wood chipper. This is all real. It's like a real fucking video. And,
Oh,
yeah, and then like the baby that comes out of the wood chipper, they like collect it and like grill it, and they like eat this baby in front of her.
what the fuck?
Baby burgers.
Oh, I
It's
am
a
not
whole.
looking that up. That was
Oh, dude,
enough.
it's a rough watch. It's
No.
a rough watch.
Holy shit.
You know?
Wow. I feel like I need to scrub my brain after that. Fuck.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
there.
Oh my
It's there.
God. So I wonder if she was then made into a burger. I
She
mean,
be. She had to be.
yeah.
Even though, all right, me and you, we cook a baby. I'm
Why
just
would
saying,
I ever be? Just hypothetically speaking.
hypothetically, we're putting ourselves in the other person's shoe. We eat a baby, all right? I'm
As one
thinking,
does.
though, though babies are small, I feel like between the both of us, we'd be pretty full.
Oh my God. This went off the rails quick.
Look, like how premature does a baby have to be to fill you
Oh,
up?
wow.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
this was like a baby to fit in a stroller and shit, so it's like enough
That's
for the
that
both
that
of us.
yeah. I mean that's like a Thanksgiving feast basically.
Uh, I,
Anyways,
I think it's like a fucking cannibal thing or something. The world's weird.
oh no. Well, the wood chipper kill was fucking gnarly.
It was,
Love that one. I also want to talk about the look of our killer, Santa. Like,
yeah,
don't know who he is, and
uh,
he's just wrecking shit up.
yeah. I wouldn't want to fucking run into that Santa Claus at any point in time. There's no reason I would want to be around. There's something about that like translucent mask and it just being like the half. It's such a fucked up look. They nailed it. They nailed
Oh
that
yeah.
Santa.
Oh yeah. And when he's getting like sprayed with all the blood when he pushes the chick into the wood
Oh,
chipper,
so good. So good.
such a good visual. Yeah, I mean, one of the things about this movie that's just so great is all the practical effects, like you were mentioning, and the gore. Like they
Yeah.
don't hold back in this movie.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What?
Which I think that it puts it in its own fucking case for the people who, love Silent Night, Deadly Night, but are like, this isn't a direct sequel. This is a blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's its own thing. Look, didn't you want bloodier? Because Silent Night, Deadly Night isn't terribly bloody or anything. So
Right.
this is like a hyper gore version of it, which is nice.
And also, what I like about it, just kind of piggybacking off of talking about, the other films on Night Deadly Night. I love how it just pays homage to that film while not ripping it off and still making it its own.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's like if, just a fan of those original films was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own and have it just pay homage to those, those films.
Yeah, for sure. Although I will say I don't think it landed for me every single time. Like for instance, when the kid goes to see his grandfather, which is like, my comatose grandpa who's, we've seen it in the first movie. That didn't really serve much of a purpose
Yeah.
in this film. When I first saw it, I was like, all right, so this is gonna be Billy, and like he's gonna be the Santa Claus, and no, not at
Right.
all. Yeah, it was just kind of shoehorned in there a little bit. Not enough to make me dislike the film, but like I noticed.
It seemed a little odd. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was kind of like, I get it. You wanted to, pay homage yet again to the original film and let the fans know, like, yeah, we put, creepy grandpa in there
yeah.
who's like not comatose for a
All right,
minute.
remember this, guys? You like
Yeah,
this?
like the member berries. Member?
Remember?
You remember?
Dude, I'm so close to finishing this season of South Park. I just have to watch the Christmas episode and then I'm all done.
I'm so behind. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. I'm that
Oh
bad.
no.
Yeah, I know. I
They've
know. I
like
still got to
changed the
catch up.
format completely, man. They're like the episodes are like serialized now. You have to like watch a whole season to really get the
Oh,
scope of what's happening.
whoa.
Yeah, yeah. They switched it
That's
up.
cool.
It is cool. It's been like that for like 4 seasons now. And it's surprising. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I do.
Huh. I'll have to go and check that out. I gotta get back on South Park. It's been like 4 years since I watched it.
Dude, it's the video games. Like playing the Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole for the PS4. It like looped me right back into watching South Park again.
Oh yeah, those games are fucking awesome. I love those games so much.
So good. I really hope that they keep on making video games and shit.
Oh yeah, me too, dude. Yeah, that seemed weird. The whole grandpa being shoehorned in. One thing that I think we both can agree on is that the kills are fucking awesome.
Yes.
What were probably like your top two favorite kills in this movie?
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna disqualify the wood chipper just because we talked about it so much, but like of course that's a standout. But I would say when God, who is it? I think it's the deputy, like the younger deputy, when he gets like the axe to the head.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that it just looks so good. And I was like taken off. I didn't think that we were actually Solem do you get to see an axe through the head kill. So that was pretty
Yeah.
surprising. Yeah. And then I'd say if I had to choose a second one, just because the homage was there, I did like that they brought back the deer antler kill. I
Yeah.
I like seeing that. What
That
about
was a really good kill and a really good lead up to it too.
uh, uh, yeah, that was
Um,
good.
one of the ones that I like from that same scene is the boyfriend who gets it when he
Yeah.
gets the axe down the middle of the face and it just splits in half.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking about, not the deputy. It's the boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that was such an awesome kill. I also like, even though it wasn't the goriest or the craziest one, I liked Malcolm McDowell's kill at the
Oh yeah.
end because he's like, still talking shit, and he's like, "Oh,
Oh right.
you brought a flamethrower to a gunfight." Like a
Yeah.
fucking dumbass.
Undoing. It was definitely his undoing there. Although I do see the logic. It's like, haha, you have a flamethrower. I have a gun. Bullets can cut through fire, bitch. What? But no, it didn't take.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
logic tracks.
The math checks out.
It does. It does. As soon as he said it, I was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, he's right.
He's got this. He's got this.
Yeah,
He totally got this.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and then I also liked like the kind of redirect where they're trying to find this other dude, and there's like a couple of skeevy Santas walking around.
Yeah.
Um, and we have who was it? Was it Donald Logue is in this movie?
Yeah.
Jim Epstein
Yeah,
Santa.
yeah. What a surprise. What a surprise. That's an actor that I always sleep on. And then whenever I like have to see him, I fucking love the guy. He's always entertaining. He's always a lot of fun. But I don't give him the time of day. He's like the perfect like if I needed a boyfriend, he's like the guy right in front of my eyes
Yeah.
that I just refuse to date.
Oh, it's there all along. Donald Logue, the man of my dreams.
Yeah, there he is. But I want the bad boy, you know?
Don't we all?
Oh, God. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, go for it.
Oh, go for it.
Well, I forgot what I was gonna. I had a thing, and oh no, I remember. It was. I probably shouldn't slap my laptop like that.
Be
It was.
good. You're so
I wanted to
bad.
talk about the priest,
The creepy priest.
creepy priest.
Oh God.
Uh, when he does his little tirade about sinning.
He's like hopping the pew. He's like, sin,
Yeah.
sin.
Yeah, there was something about that. I was all in. I was fully entertained by that.
And when Killer Santa just gives it to him.
Oh, uh, more impressive was that Killer Santa then gave the old chick $60, like for her troubles.
And like for like a minute, she's like, I won't say anything. I won't say anything. He gives her the money and she's like, well, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
All right.
was gonna walk home, but apparently I have a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, and the creepy priest even earlier, like the way that he was touching Aubrey's shoulder and like squeezing her arm, and
the worst.
then with the carolers, the sexy carolers, and he's like pointing the camera at their boobs, like, oh yeah, I just need a few more shots. Just oh yeah.
Yeah, I have it in my notes about Silent Night, Deadly Night because I'm gonna do a review for it on Video Creep. But I feel like the like Mother Superior, I feel like she was slightly kinky, and I feel like that's another
Totally.
callback to the totally kinky. So like I'm excited to talk about that, but like same thing with this priest. Like, there's something about like these godly figures on Earth who are just like really fucked up sexually, and he's the exact same way. Like what you were saying about like taking the pictures, the shoulder touch, him talking about sin and getting his fucking rocks hard. It's surprising.
Yeah, it's super creepy. So when he gets it and he gets like shanked, just freaking
Yeah,
shanks this dude.
a
I was
ton
like,
of time. That was
yeah.
a fucking great kill. Just watching him get shanked so aggressively too, like a very real shanking.
Oh yeah. I
Uh-uh.
mean, you don't really see a proper shanking in films enough,
You
unfortunately.
don't. You don't. Did you watch Bloodline?
Yeah, that movie's pretty dope.
He can fucking shank with the best of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude.
It was wild. Yeah, I'm glad you saw it. Not enough people, I feel, really went out to watch it. But Sean William Scott as a killer, great
Oh
idea.
yeah. Yeah, I was like afraid that it was gonna be like Dexter, and it was not.
It
It
wasn't.
was very different.
Hmm. Hmm. I think that there's just certain actors that I think would lend themselves so well to horror. And Sean William Scott is just one of those guys who like he keeps trying to do comedy and it seems like it's not doing awesome for his career. But him in horror,
Dude.
I all day. All day.
So, folks, if you haven't seen Bloodline, watch that fucking movie. It's
Uh-huh.
a cool. I mean, it's like a total sleeper. Like people have been
Oh,
sleeping on
total
this
sleeper.
movie,
Total.
and yeah, PSA, check it out.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. Bloodline. Um, but yeah, I mean, I, I think one of the things that I really liked about this film as well is I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but on a second watch, it was like, dude, this movie's pretty fucking funny. Like, there's so much dark humor in this movie, and I noticed it more this time. Was like, dude, that it was making me laugh a lot of times because of it's just like over the top
Yeah.
humor and Malcolm McDowell just being this total douchebag sheriff who's like, there's not two S's in that name.
Yeah, for real. For real. He definitely got all of the like really cheeky, funny stuff, which is why I think he did the movie to begin with. Honestly, I think he could tell that with that character, he would be able to have just all the fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Jamie King does a really good job because she's the one that's like playing the more just straight hero. Like, come
Sure.
on, playing this straight, playing this serious. Everyone else is kind of like wonky and weird, but she plays it so straight that I actually really like it because I'm able to get behind her a lot more.
So you actually, in the beginning of this, changed my entire perception of her character. With like,
Really?
yeah, yeah, because I hated her in this film.
Really?
I liked her in everything else that I've ever seen her in, and you're right, she's fucking super hot. But there was something about I found her character so dull and boring comparatively to everything else going on in this film. I ultimately, which I think is the worst thing that you can do with a character in a film, is I just didn't care about what was going on with her. But then earlier in this, you had mentioned that her husband had died. I think I didn't catch that, like going into her character. Maybe I just missed it altogether. But it makes her character in this film make so much more sense. Because I was wondering the whole time why I wasn't enjoying her as my lead.
Right.
But that helps a lot. That actually makes me want to rewatch the film.
Well, and what's interesting because you bring up something that was an issue for me for the first time because it's one of those lines that's kind of like a throwaway line that
Mm,
I feel like shouldn't have been a throwaway line. So
sure.
it's easy to miss.
Okay. Yeah, like I don't even know when it happened. Like when did they bring it up? Was it like right in the beginning?
Yeah, it was like when the sheriff calls her Christmas Eve morning and she's like, "This is my first year without David or Dan or something," and
Oh, now
he's
that you say
yeah
that, yeah, yeah, all right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
that tracks.
then she's just like super melancholy because she lost a man.
Right, right. Now that makes so much more sense for her character. Uh yeah, no, now I feel like I can't talk the shit that I wanted to about her because that is how I felt. I was like, why the fuck isn't she like giving it her all? Like I should really care about this bitch. I didn't care at all. But
Right,
knowing
right.
that, I do want to rewatch it now with that lens. So that way,
Interesting.
at least I can sympathize with her. You know, give me something.
Oh, and we forgot to talk about the dad. Like, we find out the reveal about the dad, and he's not a bad guy. He's actually a really good guy. Um, but his death was all off screen. But when she's walking in the house, because she's basically pieced it all together, where the person that's gonna die gets like this lump of coal
Yeah,
from this evil Santa, and she pieced it together, which is like, well, this person got that same gift, my dad also got it. And she gets back to her house, finds her dad sitting in the kitchen on a chair, and his intestines are just out
yeah. I was
all over.
shocked. I was
Yeah.
shocked. I wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, yeah, like I had suspicions when when she walked into the dark room and he's not saying anything because he's just sitting on a chair. I was like, all right, I know he's gonna be dead. But when you see that big gaping hole in his stomach, it's like, oh, I should care that this is fucked up. Like you wouldn't want to see that in real life.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it definitely takes you aback. And then finding her mom in the closet all tied up, I was like, oh shit. They like, it was already a pretty dark not pretty dark, very dark movie with very dark humor. It became super dark from there. We were like, oh shit, this is like she's gonna go on the warpath to kill this evil Santa. I like it.
No. I something I like about this film and like just like you were saying, like how dark it is they did a really good job at just like making this Santa like just like a fucked up dude. Like this, he totally seems like just the kind of guy that could break into your house, could shoot your dad in the stomach and make his guts come out, tie up your mom and put her in a fucking closet and
Yeah.
shit. Like they made him very like terrifying as like a human.
Oh yeah, he's fucking huge too. Big
Yeah,
fucking dude.
yeah, big guy. What'd they say? He was like fucking 13 feet, some
Yeah.
some fucking like crazy
Giant.
basketball stat. Yeah, some weird shit.
Yeah, the Malcolm McDowell is like looking at his shoe print and we're like, he's a giant. Like, he says something about his shoes.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, the dude who played Evil Santa was fucking good.
yeah.
And for this film being, it feels pretty sleazy. It's, nasty little film. It's not bad. It's actually pretty fucking good, and that's the surprising thing about it.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. It's not at all. And it's weird. I have like this double-edged sword thing going on with it where like I have all this really nice stuff to say about it, but at the same time I don't feel like I fucking need this in my collection. Like I need to go and buy this and own this, and when people come around, I'm gonna show them. Like I don't
Right.
have that same feeling. Like I just watched Better Watch Out for the first time pretty recently, and I got that feeling where it's like, why don't I own this? I need
Uh,
this. I didn't get that with this film, although I did really like it. It's a weird little phenomenon happening within myself.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's one of those movies that's like I watched this last year for Christmas, and it's like a film where I'm like, I could watch this once a year around Christmas. This is like a good little Christmas movie to throw on to
Like
get me
have it,
into the
put it in
Christmas
that
spirit.
Christmas rotation.
Oh yeah, I
It's
mean,
Christmas.
I I only really watch Christmas horror movies during Christmas. I don't really watch the other Christmas movies, like the
Oh
family
shit.
friendly stuff.
I can only name like three, like off the top of my head. I mean, there's like the Santa Claus and like Nightmare Before Christmas. What are the other Christmas movies?
The only other one I watch really is like Elf and
Fuck
Christmas Vacation.
yes. Dude, I love Elf. I love Elf so fucking much. Not enough people suck that movie's dick, and they should, because
I will
it's fucking
happily do that.
hysterical. Oh, dude, it's so fucking funny. I think it's one of Will Ferrell's best movies ever. It's
You
so good.
sit on a throne of lies. Smell like
Dude,
beef and
so good.
cheese.
Dude, so good. Zoe Deschanel was so fucking hot in that, and just
Oh my god.
endless. Fucking what's his name? Uh, I don't want.
Oh, the Sonny from The Godfather, right?
Wait.
I can't remember his name though.
Oh,
Shit.
the father. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah, I was actually thinking Peter Dinklage. He's
Oh,
one of the.
that's right.
There's just tons of fucking like great people in this film.
Call me Elf one more time. Oh my God. I think I know we're going totally off topic, but I think one of my favorite scenes is when Zoe Deschanel is singing in the shower and then Elf comes in there and he's saying they're doing a duet. And when she
Perfect.
realizes he's there,
Uh,
she
uh,
just freaks the fuck out, and so does he.
it's like not sexual at all for him.
He just wants to sing with her. He's like, oh, she's singing. I gotta
You
sing
have a
with her.
lovely voice. Dude, I fucking love
Oh,
Elf. I love Elf so much that I don't even think of it as a Christmas movie. Like when you brought it up, it was like, oh yeah, that is a Christmas movie.
yeah.
And like I could watch Elf at any point in the year and like love it.
Oh, yeah. And Christmas Vacation. I love that one. Chevy Chase.
You know, I've never seen it. I've
It's
never.
fun.
I need
It's
to get in there.
it's fun. It's a fun I mean, if you've seen any of the National Lampoon Vacation movies, it's basically that,
It's
but
right on that
Christmas.
far.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like we covered everything in Silent Night. What would be your rating 1 out of 5 evil Santa Claus? What do you give this one?
Man, like as a movie as a whole, or just
As
like
a whole,
evil
yeah.
Santa Claus. Okay. I'm feeling pretty even tempered about it. Like I said, I'm in this middle place. So I think a 3 would be exactly where I would land for this. Before we move on though, and I ask you what your rating would be, I do want to bring up just stylistically how the
Oh
film
yeah.
looked. Like the cinematography on this movie was fucking great. It's a shame that like it didn't play the way that I think it was supposed to in that like final act. Just with like the hyper red for like the 15 minutes and then like there's blood and then Santa is red. I just think it was a little bit too much, but I fucking applaud the bravery that they went for that scene because visually I enjoyed it a lot. What do you think of like just the look of the film?
I thought it like it was very like workmanlike. It was like,
Mm,
okay, someone got in there and knows how to set up a shot, get that done, get this done, get the scenes done. It didn't feel
uh,
like overly stylized. But what I did appreciate is how they did slow-mo in this movie. I
all
felt like they
right.
did slow-mo right.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times where they overdo it, but this one did the right amount for the right scenes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I yeah, slow-mo is such a like dicey move in films because like you can go too long or like there's it's just so fickle. But I didn't have a problem with it at all. You're right. They did it just right.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And even like the end of the scene when, we find out that evil Santa Claus saw his dad get killed like on Christmas Eve and he was like
yeah,
burning someone. Might have
yeah.
been like was it his wife or was it like some dude?
I think it
I
was
can't.
just like some dude. I don't think it was the wife,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. I mean, you've watched it more times than I have.
Just twice. I got one more than you.
Did you watch that shit every day, son?
Every day, son.
Every
All
day.
day, every day, Silent Night. What you know about that?
Yo, you know they're bringing back Celebrity Deathmatch? Do you know we could watch Silent Night right now? We have that capability.
Son.
Yeah. I'm dumb
um,
about this. Oh, go for it.
oh yeah. I also loved how the fire was on the dad's body and how, it was like this nice, cool slow-mo shot. And you see the fire just kind of like dancing on his body. It was really cool.
Oh, yeah. No, it again, like just visually, this movie, it knew what it was doing, and I loved it. I loved it. When it was meant to be gritty and like scary and dark, it looked gritty and scary and dark. When it was kind of Christmassy and fun and festive, it looked fun and festive. I really like the look of this film. I would say that's the strongest thing besides like the gore and practical effects that this movie has going for it.
And I'm glad that you brought it up because it was something that I just forgot about because it wasn't something where I was like, whoa, the cinematography is incredible, but it wasn't bad either, which is
Yeah.
kind of like one of those things that it's either good or it's bad, but if it's in the middle, it's one of those things that you're like, I don't really notice it because I'm pretty much just like sitting and enjoying the movie so much, you
Yeah.
forget about it, which is
Yeah.
probably one of the best things that you can, best one of the best compliments you can give a film is I didn't even
Oh, for
notice it.
sure. Especially, I think it serves a story so much better when, like, visually, you don't have to think about, like, oh, this does look a little low budget. I'm not really feeling this scene. I wish they did this or I wish they did that. There's not a whole lot of that in this film. And you're right. It's because they make you so comfortable in the scene that you're allowed to forget. And that is one of the highest praises that you can give a film to begin with.
Absolutely. So, and we're gonna redo your rating right now because I just realized that we forgot to talk about cinematography, so I'm gonna loop that in.
Oh, sure.
So what would you give this 1 out of 5?
Okay. Sorry. I yeah, yeah. So like I'd mentioned before that like I was right in the middle. Like I'm at this place where I really like it, but I also don't want to run out and buy it. So I think I would give this movie like a super solid just 3. And I know that that's kind of weird because it's like in this middle place where you can almost put like a negative connotation on it, but no negative connotation at all. It's just a solid 3 for me. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. It's not like an incredible film, but it's not a bad film either. It's
Right.
it's one that's like easily enjoyable, especially if you're a big slasher fan. For me, I'd
Yeah.
probably give this about a 3.5, just a little bit higher.
Oh yeah.
Just because I I think that it's like the gore, the practical effects, Malcolm McDowell. I really like Jamie King. Like,
Uh,
she's not only super cute, but I always feel like she's one of those actresses that kind of gets overlooked because she is just like cinematography, very workmanlike. She comes in, she's able to do a role. You don't really like, she's not really like fantastic, but she's not bad. She just does her thing. Kind of like Donald Logue. Like, you forget
sure,
that
yeah.
he's there, but when he's there, you're like, oh yeah, Donald Logue's pretty dope. And
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of feel that way about Jamie King. She fills a particular role well. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for me. So with that said, we are going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we are going to dive into our next film, which is Silent Night, Deadly Night. All right. Do you need to use the bathroom or anything?
I need water. Fucking really
Do it.
badly. I have a cigarette here just staring at me because like I just need water.
So as you can see,
But yeah, dude, we didn't talk about that chick's tits at all. But she had fucking great fucking tits. Holy fuck.
yeah, she did. She
Yeah,
did.
that scene with her like falling backwards into the garbage.
Oh my God, dude. I know. I feel like I might have smoked too much pot before this because I was like, I'm just gonna go all over the place.
Honestly, I love it. That's the best way to do it. That's why me and Brad do fucking like aimless discussion because we know like we're just gonna fucking go on a tirade and like talk about fucking whatever comes up.
We'll get there eventually. We'll make our way. We make our way. Um, this is kind of off topic, but have you seen the new Black Christmas movie?
I have not seen the new Black Christmas movie yet. Ah, you're one of those. I keep hearing it, man. I keep hearing it's just fucking dog shit.
Fuck that movie, for
Fuck
real.
that movie.
Fuck
What
that
did they
movie.
do? Did they just fucking take the soul out or?
I mean, it has nothing to do with Black Christmas, number one. There's no Billy. It's just basically just girls that are at a sorority. That's really all it has to do with Black Christmas.
Okay.
Um, so it could have been called anything else but that, but they wanted to use it as a cash grab. But the major sin that I feel like it is that it talks to you like you're fucking stupid. And
Ah,
it's so much of like a heavy-handed feminist approach to the film,
oh yeah.
like fourth wave feminism, like man-hating type of feminism, where
Oh, sure.
it's like the, I feel like there's certain things about Me Too that were great, like getting people like Harvey Weinstein out, shining a light on fuckers like that.
Sure, sure.
But
We
then,
lost Danny Masterson, but like, what's the end goal? You know?
yeah, I mean, Kevin Spacey, fuck, man,
I know. I know it's true. It's true.
Um,
Did you
but then
ever watch
there's
that video that he did? He
what
took,
as the actor?
yeah, like where he like made he's like on house arrest and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I like skimmed through it, but it looked ridiculous.
It was fucking weird. It was like he was in character
Yeah.
for, the guy from House of Cards. And it was like, oh yeah, you are fucking nuts. Like, forget about you. You're a weirdo. And
Yeah,
then when
what the
he
fuck?
got like pulled over or something, and he said something along the lines of like, well, I'm gay. It's like, okay, and good for you. So are a lot of us. Did I get a medal? No.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking that was a hard one. That was a hard one. Fucking CK went down. He still can't get back up, man. He's trying too.
I know. But there's like the other aspect where it's like things don't get substantiated. There was oh god, what's his fucking name? Well, there's been like a couple of actors who've been accused of, not necessarily date rape, but like forcing themselves on someone without getting like complete consent. But
Sure.
there's nothing that backs up that happened.
Sure.
And it's just,
Like
one person's
the
word
Aziz
against another.
Ansari thing. That
That was
buckle.
just who I was going to mention. Yes, exactly.
No. Did you watch his new special?
I haven't seen it yet.
You should. He approaches it in the best way I think I've ever seen anybody approach their allegations. Where
I'm
like
gonna,
he doesn't back away from it. He talks about it very candidly and very like emotionally, and it's sweet. It's really nice to see.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, the whole cancel culture type of thing. It's really just like, oh man, and it's like it just has this whole SJW feel to it, that entire film, and one of the characters is like a walking Tumblr post while she's walking around, where
Sure.
where she's just like, hey, sign this so we can take, these other monuments in this school down, or let's get this guy fired because, he's this white teacher who is, trying to, teach us about literature and it doesn't have enough representation in it. It's like, okay, to fire someone, extreme, okay?
Sure.
But
Like
one
without
thing,
fucking definitive proof and shit? Absolutely.
yeah, and the whole film is about that. There's like so many things that don't show definitive proof, but then we have a character who was date raped, and I'm like, okay, that is a story right there you should be focusing on and
Yeah.
having it be like this whole rape revenge storyline. You can do something really good with that. On a college campus, she's date raped, and all of a sudden there's like this group of dudes from a fraternity coming in to take the girls out because this happened. You can make something really good with that storyline.
Sure.
But what they end up doing is they muddy up the message because they're like, well, we're going to talk about toxic masculinity constantly. We're going to literally shut down any man that's not a dickhead. If they say anything like, well, not all guys are like this, and they're like, no, get out of the house. They kick him out of the house. Or, you know, there's like one black dude, and he's the one where the girls are basically making him their bitch, basically. Like, he won't stand up for himself, he just gets pushed around. And I gotta spoil this for you because I'm gonna
I'm
save
not gonna
you.
watch it. You're good.
So it's supernatural. Also, they took a supernatural approach to the film.
And Black Christmas, that's weird.
Yeah. And so there's this bust that got taken out of the school because it was like tied to the Confederacy, because they had to bring every single issue into this one film and jam it in there. And this bust is like this black stuff is coming out of it. And this black goo, they put it on a dude, like on his head and like a pentagram or whatever shit. His misogyny comes out.
like like a thing. Like
Like,
misogyny is a
they get
fucking
infected
evil
with
spirit.
misogyny.
the fuck up. No way.
And they infect the black guy with misogyny, and he's like trying to fight it. He's like, "Mm, mm, I'm infected with misogyny."
No fucking way. What a cheesy approach to that. I'm all for like talking about it and like trying to like break it down and like get it, the more something is in the public eye, the easier it's gonna be to get rid of it or like, reframe it. But when you do it like that, that's such a shitty way to go about doing
I was so insulted while I was watching this.
it.
Like, really? You are literally saying that every man is fucking terrible and toxic, and that we can easily be swayed with misogyny. We are automatically misogynist.
Well, that's like where we're at for sure. For sure. It's a rough time to be a guy and you can't say it. How dare you?
Oh yeah, and the women are shown as like being pure and perfect, but the
Oh yeah.
guys, they're like every single one of them is fucking horrible. It's
Oh,
either they're these fucking lapdogs who do whatever the women tell them, or they're fucking asshole rapists. It's one
yeah.
or the other. There's no gray area.
You know what it is? We don't portray women in that way in like media and shit. Like anytime that you see like a fucked up chick, she's already a psycho. You know?
Right.
You never see like, oh, they're cool, and then like boom, they're fucking crazy and shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Also, because we don't have a word for misogyny that's directed towards women.
Right.
You think misogyny, and it's like, oh yeah, men.
Yeah. You should have seen like someone was literally live tweeting my review of Black Christmas, and like he was upset
No
about my
fucking
review and was fucking
way.
live tweeting it.
Is it saved anywhere? Because I would love
It's
to see.
on Twitter. If you look at my Twitter, you'll see that he's like, I'm currently live tweeting your review. I'm like, wait, what? I'm not that like big of a deal. Why are you doing this? I have like 650 subscribers, not 50 million. Come on.
It starts on the ground floor, man. It starts on the ground floor.
Weird. And he even said to me, like, well, maybe this film wasn't made for straight men.
Oh,
And I
fuck
was like, hey, P.S. by the way, I'm trans. So,
you.
and I even said
Just
that, and he
gonna,
was like, well, thank you for sharing that.
oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Ah, I hate people like that, man. How shitty. How fucking shitty. Hey, I'm
Oh,
gonna grab some more water real quick.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, no, people like that, they just have fucking like tunnel vision when it comes to like what they believe and what they think and shit. And like no matter like what you say, it fucking doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
But yeah, moral of the story: do not watch that fucking movie. Shit. All right, so we're gonna go back in. You ready to go?
Yeah, let me just give me just 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
My phone's been blowing up this whole time.
Damn, you popular.
Stop.
Girl.
Stop.
Stop it.
Stop. Also, thanks for all the really cool things that you say about Video Creep, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I like your channel.
Yeah, it's been a slow creep, but like the subscribers are starting to come in and shit. I'm at like 230 right now, which is like nice, you know. Hopefully
Yeah.
it'll keep on like
Oh
climbing.
yeah. It will. I mean, the quality is there and the content's there. It's just, the grind,
Yeah,
grinding it out.
it's fucking real, man. Most of like the people who I get to start watching my channel, it's all through fucking Instagram, man. It's
Mhm.
all through Instagram. It's crazy. Facebook people don't give a fuck. But like,
Yeah, I feel that. I totally feel that. Instagram is like where it's at for sure.
no, no. But all right, I'm fucking good. I'm good to go.
All right, awesome. And three, two, one. And welcome back. We're about to jump into our next film, which is Silent Night, Deadly Night. And this was directed by Charles E. Seller, the Jr., and this stars Lillian Chauvin, Gilmer McCormick, and Tony Nero. And this film was released in 1984. There was actually quite a few protests when this film came out.
No
Uh,
way.
yeah, because it was it's on the Scream Factory edition, and people were literally like, we need to stop this movie from coming out because we cannot have the sanctity of Christmas ruined by a killer Santa.
Dude, I love it. I
That
love it.
really happened.
There's like a whole fucking like documentary about it on the fucking Scream Factory release.
Yeah, they cover that whole aspect. I think they even have like some of like the newspaper clippings in there, and they just like make it really big in the
Oh, that's
quotes.
beautiful. I love shit like that. Uh, I'm definitely gonna check that out, man, because I love this movie.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've totally fallen in love with this film. And if you haven't gotten the Scream Factory release, dude, it's fucking glorious.
Uh,
It's one of my favorites, one of my favorite releases.
Nice, nice. I don't have the Scream Factory release, but just talking about this is like, all right, I guess now I have to go get it. Just for that documentary alone, that sounds fucking sick.
Oh, and there's some good interviews too, like with the, with the cast and, finding out all about, all the behind the scenes and how they came up with the character and how it was like, the guy that played Billy, just
Uh,
talking about how he was found, which was, I think he was like found at like some gas station or like a supermarket or something. And the director
that's
was
fucking
like,
wild. It's crazy. I feel like you hear stories like that less and less in film, where it's just like he's got the look. That's the one. What does he do? Oh, construction worker. We'll make him a star. You don't hear it like that anymore. But I love shit like that. That makes me love the film even more.
yeah, I mean, this is, I feel like one of the best slashers. Absolutely, is such a fucking good slasher.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and this film is about little Billy who witnesses his parents who get murdered by Santa on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and he was warned right before. His parents are murdered by his grandpa, who's completely senile, that Christmas is the scariest damn day of the year. And
Such shit timing, man. Such shit timing.
he tells him like if he sees Santa to run the other way.
Oh,
And of course, parents pull up on the Santa Claus has already murdered a store clerk at a gas station, which that was a fucking unexpected kill. That was a really good kill
oh
too.
yeah, for
The
sure.
double tap, stomach and then the head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's one of those things that like when I first saw this movie, I totally missed it. And then when I went in for like a second viewing later on, I was like, when the fuck did this happen? Holy shit. But it's such a good kill. It's such a good kill. The whole opening of this film is it's very hook worthy.
Oh, dude, I mean, Grandpa, fucking Grandpa.
Love Grandpa. I love Grandpa. If anything, I don't like Billy in the opening scene. Not because like it's a bad actor or anything like that, but just like he's so like fucking hard on like Santa. He just can't fucking wait. Like at some point in the beginning of this film, they're like in the car and they're gonna go see Grandpa. And he's like, well, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And they're like, oh, well, we gotta go see Grandpa. And they're like, he won't even know you're there. Like he's out of his mind. it doesn't matter. He's like, well, then why the fuck are we doing this? Like, Santa's coming. Can we get back on track with the fucking program here?
He's got a
And then,
point.
yeah, but then,
Fuck
but then they
Grandpa, I want my
go and
presents.
yeah, and then Grandpa's just like, nah, fucking, you don't want to do Christmas, man. You don't want to do this
Fucked
shit.
up.
Oh, it's so bad. And then just fucking, I'm surprised that we were able, like, the Santa who like really started all of this, like the one who killed his parents and shit. He kind of gets away scot free. Like nothing really happens to that. We'd never see him again or anything like that.
And I feel bad. I feel so bad for Billy's parents. Like they got fucked.
They did.
Uh,
Yeah, they seem like a cool little family. They just had a baby. Like a fucking
They just had a
they
baby.
just had a baby.
Monster.
Uh,
And it's like Santa is like standing in the middle of the road. He's like flagging them down. They're like, "Oh, you got car trouble?" And he's like, "No." Bam. And he just shoots Dad, who crashes into like the snow somewhere. Opens up the door. Dad is dead. Bullet wound to the head. Pulls out the mom and like rips her shirt open.
Oh, for sure. This movie, if this movie was released today, like it would come with like a trigger warning right on the cover.
It
Because
wouldn't.
like,
I don't even think it'd be released today. I don't even know if it could.
oh, it probably couldn't. Because this movie has 2 rape scenes, like and like straight up rape, like
Yeah.
not even just kind of like, well, we're gonna play around with the idea. It's like, nah, this is like exactly what it is. Okay, can we dart around a little bit and like, or do you want to like go like beat by
No,
beat?
let's do it.
Dude, okay. Because I gotta talk about fucking. Her name was Pamela. Fucking Pamela gets raped by Andy, I think his name was, or
That's a,
some shit.
a little dude.
Yeah, I in all of my notes, I just have him as like dickhead fucking coworker. Fucking dickhead coworker rapes Pamela. Billy comes in to save Pamela, and then Pamela's like, "You're a fucking asshole. You're a fucking psycho."
Right.
What is that? What is that?
What the fuck, Pam? Come on, Pam.
I just
But
don't
yeah.
get it. I think it was just it's definitely a product of its time.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
today that's not the reaction. That's not the reaction.
oh,
I think
definitely not.
I think if you stop a rape, even though like I don't know if there's been any like occurrences of it, I'm sure somewhere in the news it's happened already. But I think if you stop a rape and then as a result of you stopping a rape, if you fucking murder the person, I feel like you should be able to get away with that fucking scot free
Yeah.
and not have anyone look at you with fucking weird eyes or anything like that.
Rapists are the scum of the earth, and if they died, that's okay with me. That's
Oh,
all right with
absolutely.
me.
It's a fucked up thing. It's a fucked up thing to kind of be like, what do you mean no? You know?
Right. Like, I mean, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't accept that. Like, what the fuck are you? Eat a
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah, no. I feel like Billy was totally justified in that. And I think it would have actually saved his character from like, because he had just snapped, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he had just snapped. If he had gotten validation in that moment, instead of being forced to kill the woman that he loved, I think he would have been okay,
He
you know?
really liked her too. He really was like, he
Yeah.
looked so heartbroken about Pamela going off with this douchebag.
Mhm. Well, because like even like the way that it was filmed, like their chemistry was there. I was surprised when she even made out with that dude. It had to have been a byproduct of like the drinking and shit. Because under normal circumstance, I can't imagine her ever going for him at all.
Yeah.
Yet that's how it went down.
Isn't that how it always goes? Him?
Right?
Really? Okay.
I thought Billy was in line for that pussy, and apparently he was friend zoned the entire time.
I mean, dude's built too. It's like, no, he's
Not a
a good
bad looking
looking
dude.
dude.
Uh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on, give Billy some love.
Oh. Just to go back after the parents are murdered, Billy and Ricky, the baby, end up going to an orphanage.
with Mother Superior.
Oh, that's the real villain in this fucking movie.
Punishment is necessary.
Oh, ridiculous. I'm shocked that she didn't get hers in this movie.
I
It's
know we
it's
don't. She doesn't get hers until the sequel.
it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah.
I was fully expecting her to she should have gotten it in this film. Like it's nice that at some point, I mean there's like 5 of these fucking movies. But
Right.
like it's nice that at some point they got around to her, but I think it was a misfire not to have her die in this movie. Especially when like there's so many people who like got undeserved kills. Like the store owners, they didn't deserve to
Right.
die like that. They were fucking cool.
Yeah, they were super chill. They got him drunk. They were having a good time, wanting to party.
Mind
That
you, I'm
the
sure
the
he
store owner was cool.
Yeah, super fucking cool. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. And I think that's one of the things that I hold against this movie is that there's not I mean, I don't want to say like he doesn't have motive because like watching your parents die by a fucking roadside Santa Claus will fuck you up. But I think as far as like a film goes, there wasn't enough care. Like there wasn't another character that we cared about. They only established Billy as a character, where they could have established like his brother as well, even though they do that in the sequel and shit. In this movie itself, there's like no one else to root for. So it's kind of just like a mindless montage of murders the whole film until eventually at the end.
Right. Right. And we see all of the torture he's enduring by the hands of Mother Superior, who is just fucking evil. Like
She's the
she is
worst.
really enjoying it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, she's the worst.
Um, you know, so much so where she forces him to sit on Santa Claus's lap.
Yeah, yeah. There was Billy could have been saved so many times.
Mhm.
He could have been saved so many times. What was the name of the nun that was like sweet on him? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. There was I'm trying to find her name. Sister Margaret.
Sister Margaret. She was great. I really liked her, and she did everything that she could for Billy, getting him out of trouble, letting him out of punishment. She got him a fucking job. I don't want to jump ahead too much here, but like I am. Um, I'm disappointed that she didn't kill Billy.
Sister Margaret.
Yeah, she should have. She should
Yeah.
have just like emotionally for the story arc for us as the viewer. It shouldn't have been this like dude that she's with, like this detective guy that like
Right.
we didn't get to know at all. I think if we had watched her with this character who she had cared for her whole life, and then ultimately she was the one that had to kill him, that would have been so much more, like so much stronger.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I mentioned it in the video that I filmed for this was that it seemed like this was like a first time that this guy had ever made a movie. Like whoever like created this film, it seemed like it was his first time making a story because those little holes, they're noticeable for me.
Right. And I can totally see that. And I was just like looking at his IMDb just to see what else he's done. I mean,
Oh,
it's
what else has he got?
he's like done a lot of TV, a lot of TV work.
Okay.
But doesn't look like a whole lot of movies he's done. So yeah, I mean, I can totally see this being like I mean, it's not nowhere near like Mutilator or Blood Rage, like someone just wanted to make a movie for the sake of making a
Uh,
movie. Um, but it definitely just has that total B movie vibe. But yeah, he's been worked on quite a few things. He's only directed a few movies, which is this film, then a film called Snowballing,
okay.
uh,
That sounds drug
Annihilators.
related.
Yeah, Annihilators, and then he did a lot of like just random TV, not so much directing, but more like producing. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you can tell. You can tell when you watch the film, and that's not like a negative thing at all. Like I don't even hold it against the film just because overall I found it so enjoyable. But but yeah, no, it is something that I couldn't get away from.
Yeah, I mean, I see that too. It did feel like Billy just the way that he snapped was just so sudden.
Yeah.
Because before that, we have like that awesome montage where they have that super cheesy music playing. Um, the like
Wait.
the light side of the door. I'm gonna play it as the outro song
Yes,
for this
I know
episode.
exactly what you're talking about. Like he's having fun at work. Life is good. In fact, it's like the first and only time in a movie that you see in Billy's life that like things are okay sometimes. Because you meet him and his fucking parents die. And then you jump ahead 10 years and he's in an orphanage. And fucking like his mother superior is a fucking asshole to him. And like, not even like lightweight, but like heavyweight, like abuses him as a
Yeah.
child. You should never tie a child to a bed.
Fuck, man, I felt so bad for him. That was fucked up.
So did I, man. That's like World Corp shit, you know? You ever
Ugh,
watch any of those videos?
no,
I'm
have not.
I'll tell you about it when we're like off the air. I don't want to like promote that in any way. But like it's one of those things where like once you see it, it just stays with you. And like it's a fucked up scene. Super fucked up scene.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, she's just like she's such a fucking dick. She's
Yeah.
such a dick.
Yeah.
And there's even that point where he like punches out Santa because he's so scared. He's so traumatized by what happened to him. And he hides in his, and he like puts himself into a corner and shrinks.
Yeah.
And he's like begging her not to beat him. But
Yeah. Yeah.
she fucking beats
Rough.
him anyways.
Yeah, super rough, super
Yeah.
rough. She has no redeeming points in this movie at all, which is why again it's I can't believe she didn't get it in this film particularly.
Yeah, I feel like Billy should have definitely taken her out. She deserved to get it.
Yeah,
Freaking yeah.
there's only
Horrible
two
person.
people in this whole movie that Billy really like. Yeah, no, that makes sense that you would kill her, and it's the rapist and Mother Superior, and he doesn't even kill Mother Superior. I mean, he tries.
Yeah, he definitely does. They should have let him kill her and then be like, "All right, Billy, come on, put down the axe."
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
um, yeah, it was funny, like that whole montage. I fucking love that montage. I crack up so hard, and then Billy's like eating his lunch and drinking his milk, and then the douchebag coworker like offers him a drink, and he like shows his milk, like, nah, I got milk.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like fucking listening to Fall Break every time
Yeah,
there's a mutilator. You know?
I love that one too. It's like has super happy music, and then all of a sudden it cuts to like that super like depressing, uh-oh, someone's about to die. And then back
Yeah,
into fall break.
yeah, so good. So good.
Uh,
I'm not ashamed to say that I've listened to Fall Break in my car.
I mean, it's fucking catchy and it's
It's
fucking hilarious.
You know what I've been listening to so much in my car, and like I know like most people won't understand and shit, but I'm so pumped up for Bill and Ted 3 that I've
Oh,
been that I've been listening to God Gave Rock and Roll to You, but specifically the Bill and Ted version that has that awesome intro. And it just you know when you're so happy that you feel it in your cheeks.
yeah.
It's like that magic feeling. I get that feeling every time I hear that guitar solo.
Oh God, I can't wait for that movie. That's gonna be fun,
Can't
dude.
fucking wait. They just actually like released like a couple of photos from the film
Oh,
itself.
for real?
Dude, it's fucking great. And then Death comes back for part three, like he's in the movie and shit, and you get to see
Bill
him.
Sadler, yeah.
It's so fucking good. I cannot wait for Bill and Ted 3.
Another on Bill Sadler. He's so good.
Oh,
He's
you like
Death.
cut out a little bit. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. It was just for like a second there.
Okay. Bill Sadler is in Bill and Ted. He's another underrated actor like Donald Logue.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, anytime that I see him again, yeah, it's the same thing. I love him. I enjoy him. He's super fucking funny and shit.
He's the guy that, you should have said yes to at prom.
But you didn't.
But you didn't
You didn't.
because you were like, well, Billy is so dreamy.
All right, I love his
Um,
hair. I love his hair.
you see his dimples, not those.
You know what else is something that like I'm super I know we're talking about Bill and Ted now for like way too long, but I gotta bring it up. Is like my number one Hollywood crush is in Bill and Ted 3, which is Samara Weaving.
Oh my gosh.
I
She's
love that
so
one.
beautiful.
She's so beautiful, man.
Ready or
Like
not, fuck, man. She was
I have
awesome.
to see it. I have to see it. I haven't watched it yet, but
So fucking good, dude. It's one of my favorites from this year. Oh,
uh,
it's so
uh,
good.
I'm gonna watch it absolutely just because, like I said, I love Samara Weaving and shit. I really hope that she comes back for Babysitter too, just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I and then I remember this. You weren't big on Babysitter one.
I gotta give that one another watch because I love Samara Weaving. Like she's one of those actresses where I'm like, you're so fucking likable. Like I can
Uh,
get behind her right away, and she's like incredibly beautiful, but also super fucking funny. Like she has
so chill.
great, yeah. She seems like she'd be fun to hang out with and like get fucking drunk and wasted with, and like
Uh,
just have a fun
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah, some girls are so beautiful that you're consistently like intimidated by, or you can't get away from the fact that they're that beautiful, or blah 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 XYZ. Samara Weaving is fucking incredibly stratosphere beautiful, and it's like, but I also like want to just talk to you and fucking like engage you in some fucking way. Eh, I really like that she's been doing so well.
Oh yeah, I really hope that she becomes like a new scream queen. She deserves it.
Oh,
Like
she does. She does. She's working her way there, man. She
yeah.
fucking she just did Ready or Not. She did fucking Babysitter. She had like a 3 episode arc on Ash versus Evil Dead.
Oh,
So
she
she
did.
yeah, so she knows horror, man. Like
Yeah.
she's been in there.
And I feel like she was in something else. I think it was called Mayhem, which was on
I
Shudder.
didn't see Mayhem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing her thing in horror films. If
Oh,
I doubt that she will ever hear this, but Samara Weaving, we love you and we salute
love
you.
so much. So much. And like, dude, she's only like fucking 25. We have a chance.
Yeah. If you hear this now, let us know.
Let us
We
know,
have a chance, or even if you just want to like grab a drink and hang out,
Uh,
talk horror movies.
you want to keep your distance? Slide into DMs, whatever.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
okay. Just slide right into them DMs. It's all
Oh,
good.
no.
The fuck is happening?
Smart
Uh,
women, man, does that?
I
Yeah.
know. It I got totally like sidetracked because I'm like, damn, now I just want to watch Ready or Not because that movie fucking rocks. But anyways, where were we on Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Uh,
We were
we were
talking
just talking
about
all that. The last time that we spoke about was how Mother Superior didn't get hers.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, she should have absolutely gotten hers in the first film. I feel like in the second film, although it's earned, it doesn't hold the same amount of weight that
yeah,
it does in the first movie.
yeah, she had a good relationship with Ricky. She liked him a lot. So it didn't matter as much. Definitely
Yeah.
didn't matter as much. If you
Uh,
had to recast Mother Superior, like say they redid Silent Night, Deadly Night, who would you recast as Mother Superior?
man, damn, that's really hard. That's a hard question.
Oh,
Um, it's it's weird, but my mind like automatically goes to Meryl Streep for some reason.
interesting. She's got that thing about her where it's like I could fucking hate you. I could fucking hate
Because
you
she's
so
so good. She's
yeah.
so fucking good. What about you?
Okay, first person to come into my head is, and I don't even know her name, but fucking Chucky kills her in Child's Play 2 with the ruler. She's in Donnie Darko. Yeah, one of those kind of like just you hate her, you
Yeah,
fucking hate her, but she's amazing. Like you want her in everything, you know.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Mother Superior is just a fucking dick bag. And every time she's on screen, I'm like, you fucking asshole, stop beating this fucking kid. You
You
know?
know, you know who I would recast as Sister Margaret. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like ballpark. Yeah, I knew it. Fucking Chloe, whatever her name is.
Louis 70.
No, Chloe from she was in not Superbad. That superhero movie.
Oh shit.
She was
Um.
Hit Girl. She was in
Oh.
Carrie.
Uh. Shit. I gotta look it up now. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Chloe
Uh.
Del Ruiz or some shit.
I gotta look her up. Oh, I know exactly who it fucking is. Oh, Chloe Grace Moretz.
That's it. That's her.
I could
I
see that too.
Yeah, I would cast her as it just because she's so sweet inherently, like so sweet looking. That yin and yang between those two sisters would be great.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. And she was really good, even though she was only in a very small portion of the film. Suspiria, I
Yeah,
really liked her in that.
that was another misfire in that film was just the fact that she wasn't a bigger character. Like I was saying, they spent so much time developing Billy that they let other characters fall away. Wayside. Her specifically, we see her what 3 times in the beginning of the film, and then once
Right.
at the end. Because
Hmm.
once she checks up at him at his job, we don't see her again for like another 40 minutes.
Right, right. And we really just kind of all at one point Billy's totally fine. He's having a few like flashbacks to what happened to him because it's getting closer to Christmas and he's seeing some Santa Claus shit. He like falls over and knocks some shit over. But Pamela's like super sweet to him and she's super sweet on him. Like you can
Uh,
tell that she digs the guy. Um, I think that even the store manager kind of digs him. Like the way that he
oh,
looks at
sure,
Billy
sure. Yeah.
when he first comes in, he's like, "Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we need the help." And we're like, "Well, you haven't seen Billy yet." And then the camera does like that pan from the bottom from his feet all the way up, and he like gives
Oh
that
yeah.
smile, and the store owner's like, "Oh, hello,"
Dude,
checking him out.
so good. So good. Who would you recast as Billy?
Ooh, I mean, you need like a guy that just looks very sweet and unassuming, like Boy Next Door. Oh man, who's someone I could see? What's his fucking name? He played Ted Bundy recently. Um,
Fuck. You're talking like High School Musical and shit.
yeah, that dude.
Zac Efron.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah, yeah.
Zac Efron.
Dude, I like Zac Efron these
He's
days.
not bad. He's a
It
pretty
was
good actor.
it was dicey for a little bit to like him and shit. But once he did like Neighbors and shit, he's been great. I loved him in fucking Bundy.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, I was surprised. I was like, damn, I want to see him in more roles like this. Like he's
Yeah,
got some chops.
yeah, I agree. I
What about
agree.
you?
For Billy,
Yeah,
oh man, who's someone? And you're right. It's someone like unassuming, who then is like fucked up.
yeah.
Um, Man, I know it's gonna be weird just because he has this whole thing. Well, it's over now. He's got to do something else. I would say like Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
He has that thing where like whenever you watch him in interviews and stuff, he's a very likable, light guy, but he can do twisted and fucked up really, really easily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, because he's like a good-looking dude, but then when he starts to like contort his face, you're like, oh fuck, you're fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's just one of those. He's fucking one of those, man.
So Billy just like snaps all of a sudden because their Santa Claus wasn't able to make it, so they had to find someone else be Santa, and so it's fucking Billy who's got to be Santa.
What insult to fucking injury, man. Can you imagine? Like, just say no, man. Just say no. Know yourself.
If he'd been like, hey, P.S. by the way, my parents were brutally murdered by an evil Santa when I was a little kid, and I was at an orphanage where I was brutally beaten by Mother Superior and was forced to sit on Santa Claus's lap. I have a lot of issues around Santa.
Yo, honestly, like, why would you even ask? Why would you even ask?
Oh my God. Yeah. And he looks at himself in the mirror, and that's the point where we know, uh-oh, this gonna be bad.
Yeah,
We
it's
already
fucking
know.
over. It's fucking over, man. Billy had such a shitty life, like just from beginning to end, except for like that one really good day that he had at work.
Right. That montage was like over the span of like 10 minutes in one day.
Yeah, everything else was just shit in his life. Like, of course he was gonna be a murderer and shit.
Like, I would have liked to have seen more about like just his daily life, like him going back to where he lived and how like was it like he was totally obsessed with what happened to him and he can't get out of it, or has he repressed it so much? Does he beat himself like Mother Superior did to, because he felt like, he needs to be punished for something? Like I wanted more of that, the psychology behind Billy. What's going on with him?
I think it didn't help. I think it just didn't help, like the Mother Superior thing. Cause like, yeah, he watched his fucking parents die and shit, and it fucked him up. He was hiding in the tall grass like a Pokemon. But he got out of that and he went to the fucking like orphanage, and he seemed like a pretty well adjusted kid with some trauma. I think with the Mother Superior stuff on top of that, it really just like pushed him all the way to the end. And then him having that job and seeing the girl that he loved fucks up, well, get raped and then not get the credit that he was due. And then being Santa Claus, like it just was a fucking chemical cocktail.
Yeah, because it once, and also we got to mention the part where he's playing Santa Claus and the little girl sits on his lap. He's like, "You need to be quiet. You need to sit still. If you don't be quiet, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to hurt you." Like
Yeah,
just shit
just
like that. You're like,
just fucking up more kids and shit. It's surprising that that girl didn't get a sequel at some point. She should
yeah.
have had her own thing where now she's equally fucked up by like a scary Santa and shit.
Now she's like playing Mrs. Claus.
Uh,
Yeah, and I love like the parents. They're like, "Wow, he's so good with the children."
Like, are you fucking blind? Like, if you're watching your kids with anyone who isn't you, you're like hyper vigilant on this motherfucker, especially if they're an adult. I would have picked up all of that shit if it was one of my kids.
It was the 80s, man. Everyone was just like doing coke and like, what? What was that? What? What?
Sure, sure. But then we also saw that like fucking the store owners were kind of like these happy-go-lucky. Like I don't know, they would if they'd even detect it if they could, like if they knew it.
Well, the store owner was like staring at him like, good job.
Yeah,
Good
you're killing it.
job.
You're
You got it.
killing it, brother.
You're so hot. You got it. You got it. Like just checking him out. Yeah.
100%. 100.
And they close up for the night. As soon as they lock up, the store owner is like, it's time to party.
What a fucking dope boss.
Dude,
Because,
right?
like, all right, they don't like specify it at all, but like Billy is underage, 100%. Because he's still like he has to still be at the orphanage, or maybe he's like at a transitional like halfway
I
house or
think
something.
that's probably where he is now. I think that he might be like 17 or 18 in this movie,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. He's definitely like too young to be drinking, but not old enough to like be on his own and shit like that. Yeah, I think he's like right in that sweet spot. Because also when we look at the orphanage, it's like just kids. It's like smaller kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's like something that I would have liked to have seen. Where is he now? Where like we see like the shot where he's like in bed and he's like freaking out because he's having these nightmares.
Yeah.
And, he's like hiding in the corner like he did when he was a kid. But it's like we have no context about where he is. Is he in a halfway house?
Um,
Is he like set up in his own apartment, or is he just in a room somewhere? Like
is he
there's
living
no
in the store
context.
and shit? Yeah,
Right, in a back room. And the boss is like, listen, kid, I'm gonna help you out. We got a closet. It's yours.
it's all yours. It's all. I really like you. You know? Yeah, yeah. That's another one of those things where it's just like it. It doesn't feel like a half cooked film, although it totally is. Like when you scrutinize it, like how we're doing right now, it's like it's almost a bad film, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
enjoyable. You know?
it is. It's like It's one of those movies, and also it takes a while for another kill to happen. We have the opening kills, and then there's like a long portion of the film where we don't get any kills. We're
Yeah.
getting Billy's story as he's like going through all the shit with Mother Superior, and then working at the store and some of the things happening in there, and then him being Santa Claus. It's not until Pamela goes into the back with douchebag, and they've all been drinking because the boss is getting them drunk. Which I'm like, dude, like you said, fucking awesome boss is getting everyone wasted, shit faced.
Well,
And That's when Billy sees both douchebag and Pamela, and he like fucking rips her shirt open like an asshole. Um, and that's when Billy starts to have those flashbacks about his
yeah,
mom
same
being
thing
raped.
happened to her. Same thing happened to her.
And he just snaps, and you see it in his eyes where he just shifts, where he's like, yeah, Billy's not here anymore.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's talk kills for a little bit. What
Yeah,
are some
let's
of
do
your
it.
favorite kills in this film?
Ooh, I think it's the one with Linnea Quigley. The impalement of the antlers.
It's so good and so iconic. As far as like Christmas kills go, it's unexpected. Like it's kind of like weaved into like the horror Christmas zeitgeist at this point, but like it's so unexpected. If you didn't see it coming, it looks good. Just that visual of her hanging on the deer itself. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, the unrated cut is awesome. The director's cut, because you actually see the antlers go through
Come
from
through.
her back and through. Oh,
Oh, it's so
such a
good.
good effect.
So good. You know what's a kill that I love is it's I like when he kills Pamela. I do. Because you for two things. Number one, it's a great scene. I love anytime you can get like a gut stabbing, but you also get this great shot of her tits and like she's not a bad looking chick. Like I don't think anyone's complaining that you got to see Pamela's like tits in this movie. But it's like
True.
it's so distracting. And then he does the like gut and then like the cut up towards her
Uh,
chest. Oh, I love that kill.
yeah, he was just so fucking pissed because he right before that he had hung douchebag with the fucking Christmas lights,
Yep.
which was a cool kill. I don't know how practical that actually is if it would hang someone, but
He
still
must have been
pretty
so
cool.
strong. He had
Dude,
to have been so fucking strong to
Billy's
pull
so
it off.
strong.
He's so strong.
See those muscles? Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh my
Like
God, Billy.
my god.
Billy. Do you remember that from the cable guy?
Oh my god.
Oh, Billy.
That always that voice always makes me think of God, Tim Curry. It's just like it's so him. It's so him.
Oh my God.
I've
But
been
yeah.
watching his like fucking YouTube videos that he's been doing lately.
Oh, he has been?
He joined some app that like allows you to like talk to celebrities and shit like via like just through the app and shit. And it's disheartening. It hurts to see. Just because like, you know, he had his stroke and stuff and like it's nice to see how far he's come, but it's hard to not disassociate where he is versus like where he was.
I
It's
know.
yeah, it's rough seeing people that you care about in that situation.
That happened to my brother's partner a few years back, who actually passed away after he had a stroke, but he was
Ah,
around
sorry, buddy.
for like a year, and it's like it's a complete change. It's fucking crazy, man.
Well,
Um,
it does so much to like your overall character as a person. You're not allowed to emote the way that you've emoted your entire life. Now, there's a new way that you have to express yourself, and I think when you're not allowed to be your genuine self or the way that you want to put yourself out there, it just fucks with you internally, you know.
oh yeah, man. Yeah, dude. But yeah, that fucking when he hangs him, I'm like, cool kill. Don't know how practical that is. That's still pretty cool. And I think it's like funny, like his little feet are dangling when he hangs him. And even though I'm a short guy, I still think it's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. It's so. You know, what was another really great kill in this movie is when the two like asshole teenagers like steal the sled and
Oh
then
yeah.
fucking like hacks the kid's head off as he's going down on the sled.
That was such a great kill, and you see the head bouncing down.
So good, man.
Yeah, and the practical effect of like I love how dark the blood is. Like it's so nasty. It's
Yeah,
you feel like oh shit, that looks kind of real at certain points. You're like,
yeah.
ugh, that's fucking nasty, man.
No, I wasn't taken out at all. Like the practical effects in this movie deserve its own thing. It definitely it was good. It was really
Oh
good.
yeah. It's really fucking good. I mean, I think like some of this stuff, like the throat slitting at the beginning, like you can tell it's just
Oh
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, you can tell that it's not a real practical effect there. They just kind of use something that, puts like the whatever they're whatever they're using for the blood. It just kind of goes on there like
yeah,
it could have been a little bit better, but they make up for it with a lot of the other creative shots,
yeah.
especially like the antler kill. And then the other two store kills, the store owner and then like the assistant to the store owner or whatever. Like
Yeah.
those are both two good kills. Like the hammer to the head to the store owner,
Yes,
who
yeah.
totally didn't deserve it. He was a cool dude.
Undeserving, super undeserving.
And the same thing with the woman. Like she was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
They weren't
Billy
bad
could have
people.
had a promising career in archery if he went
Dude.
because that was pretty spot on.
And the lead up to that kill was good too. Like
Yeah, there was a little
him
chase.
just hunting her down with his bow and arrow. And he's even like it sounded like he was like doing some kind of Christmas rhyme and while he was trying to find her.
Yeah. Anything that like you don't like about this film is so easily like forgivable, just because everything else makes up for it so well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, once we get into the kills, like it moves super quick because he's just going on a fucking killing spree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like this movie. It plays out like a video game almost, where it's kind of like, now you kill this person, now go to this place and kill this person, up until like the ending of the film. Which I think that's one of the things that hurt the film because in that time you could have easily cut back to other characters and like told a story with them, so that way at the end when it's all like intertwined and like it comes to its climax, there's like a big thing that happens instead of just like, all right, now it's just 40 minutes of just Billy just killing his way back
Yeah.
to the orphanage and then not killing Mother Superior.
Ah.
Oh,
Yeah, and the I had never really thought about the fact that he didn't kill Mother Superior. It's not that I forget it. It's just that there's so many other things that happen that
oh,
are like so memorable that isn't very memorable, so I forget about it.
oh.
Does that make sense?
No, it totally does. Totally does. I mean, there's like the kills are so profound and so interesting that like again the unforgivable things are forgivable in this film. That just so happens to be one of the ones that like I can't forgive because I'm just a bitch like that. But no, it is yeah.
And I love how there's like this point in the movie where they're trying to find the killer Santa Claus, and the cop that pulls up to the orphanage and like kills the deaf guy that's dressed up as Santa. Like just straight up murders him.
Wait, I'm having a problem remembering that.
So they get like the alert that there's like a killer Santa on the loose. It's before Billy shows up, and then there's that
Oh,
Santa, yeah. And he
yeah,
gets shot by the police officer right in front of Ricky. So now Ricky is traumatized
yeah.
by seeing a murder of Santa Claus.
uh,
And, even Sister Margaret was like, why did you shoot him? He's like, oh, he didn't stop when I told him to freeze. She was like, he's deaf.
so good.
And the cop just kind of goes, oh, my bad.
My,
Like, that's,
not a perfect cop, guys.
You think you can help me out with some of that paperwork? So bad.
God.
But so then, dumbass cop is like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and search the perimeter. And he goes walking around, looking around. He like goes down some stairs. He comes back up, and Billy just swings and like hits him. I think it's like right in the chest or stomach with an axe. That was another good kill and pushes him down the stairs.
God, I don't know why I'm totally spacing on that.
It's
Like I
right,
remember the scene now, but I can't
right.
remember the kill.
Yeah, it's right before he goes into the orphanage to confront Mother Superior.
No. Oh, the cop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. I like that. I also like the fake out where like he kills him, but he doesn't kill him. That's when he comes back and fucking throws him down the stairs. I really like the shot of that officer after he hits him with the axe in the stomach and he's just laying at the bottom of the
Yeah.
stairs. That shot is fucking awesome.
It's like, there's so many points where I'm like, damn, I forgot how, like, even though I love this movie and I have a fun time watching it, I forget how mean it is. Like, this is a
Yeah.
really mean
It's a
movie.
mean film for sure. For sure.
Yeah. But it doesn't bum me out either. Like, I really enjoy it, even though
Yeah,
it's a mean
yeah.
movie.
Uh,
Whereas, like, Maniac, I'm like, ooh, I need a
that,
shower after
that's
that.
too mean.
Yeah.
uh, I always say that the remake of Maniac is one of the greatest remakes of all time.
I love that movie so much.
Uh,
We
I
gotta talk about that at some point because I love that fucking movie.
I'm totally down to do a whole fucking like maniac thing with you because I fucking I love them both, honestly. I love them
Yeah.
both. But there's something about like I just love Elijah Wood himself, and like I wish he did more horror. Like the only other horror that I ever saw him in was Cooties, which like
Right.
all right, all right, it's not Maniac, but
And he played that creepy fucker in Sin City.
he sure did. He sure did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man,
That's why a lot of people don't like Elijah Wood. He killed that role so well that people just think he's like a creepy guy now.
dude. Yeah, he's like getting cut up and he doesn't say a word.
Uh,
He just smiles.
and he like fucks with horror, man. He actually owns his own like horror production company.
Oh, does he?
He does. He
That's
does.
awesome.
Yeah. He like puts the money out for like lower level like filmmakers to get their films made, and he'll like help support them so that way they get big and shit.
I fucking love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Elijah Wood is fucking. He's great. I
Oh
love
yeah.
Elijah.
Oh, same here, dude. It's fucking great. One actor, and unfortunately he passed a few years ago, but one that I was really loving, and I felt like he picked so many great roles was Anton Yelkin.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was a
Green
bummer,
Room,
man.
yeah.
Dude, when he died, it was one of the more unexpected deaths where it was like, wow, and then such a shitty way to die too, man.
Yeah, he got into a car wreck, right?
Well, he was like entering his house, and I guess he didn't like put the brake on his car, which doesn't make sense because I could not put the brake on my car, and like my car won't roll forward. But apparently, he was like putting in the code, and his car crushed him between like the gate and the car, and it like killed
Oh,
him instantly. Yeah, super bummer, super bummer.
fuck, man. Yeah, that was one that I like that I felt where I was like, fuck, that's a big one. Like, and he was so young and so promising.
Super young, super young. I tend to I'm gonna sound heartless, but like I tend to like not care about celebrity deaths when they happen. I don't know these people
Right.
beyond like the 2 hours at a time that they give me where they're playing versions of themselves that aren't themselves. I don't connect with people in that way. But the last death that I felt really fucking hard was when we lost Mac Miller. I
Oh
fucking
yeah.
I'm a huge Mac Miller fan and like have been since like fucking Good AM and shit. And when he died, I was like physically sad. Every time
Mm.
I listen to his last record, I can't believe it. That was his last record.
I get like that with Carrie Fisher. I love
Oh,
like
dude,
Princess
yeah.
Leia.
It's weird. I almost don't even register that she's not alive anymore.
Disney will never let her rest. That's why
Nah,
they
uh,
keep bringing her back.
they, they won't. You're totally
Ugh,
right. I keep hearing really shitty things about like the new Star Wars too, which is
I'm. Mm.
It's a bummer. Yeah, you're not there. Did you watch it?
I'm
Oh
not
no,
gonna see it.
you're not even gonna see it.
I
Holy
fucking
shit.
hated Last Jedi. Fucking hated it.
Whoa. I'm in the minority where I like the current I like the current trilogy. But even other people that I know who like the current trilogy like hate Rise of Skywalker.
That's what I've been
So
hearing.
I've heard nothing good about it. Not one good thing. So it's I'm hesitant.
Yeah, man. I mean, and I'm tattooed with Star Wars stuff. Like I
Yes.
love Star Wars.
What up?
And this new trilogy, Last Jedi, just that broke my heart. I was like, fuck, man. You did Luke like that? For
Yeah, that
real?
was fucking surprising, man. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe like not even until like my third watch of the film did I believe that like oh shit, I guess Luke is actually dead now. They just fucking killed him off like that. Especially after like such a high note. Like that confrontation with like Kylo Ren was so tight that to then just kill him afterwards, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah. I can go on about Star Wars. Oh my God. We gotta talk about it though. For sure we're gonna have to, yeah. But yeah, like we get to the end of the film and Billy finally gets in to the
Yeah.
orphanage. And he's gonna face the final boss. This is it. Moment of truth. And then this motherfucker just comes in behind him and shoots him. He's not able to give Mother Superior her comeuppance. And as Billy
Great
lays
word.
there dying, what's that?
That's a great word.
Oh, and as Billy is dying, he says, you're safe now. Santa Claus is dead. And he dies right there. And then we see Ricky look at Mother Superior and go,
Uh,
naughty.
naughty. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, it's such a fucking good movie. It's not a perfect film, but damn, it's like it can hit pretty hard. It's
Yeah.
a heavy movie.
No, no, not a perfect movie by any means. However, like I was saying with Silent Night, where it's like, I really like it, but I don't feel like I want to run out and get it. I don't feel that way with this one. It's like I want this. I gotta have it. It's gotta be in my collection. And now I have to go and buy the fucking Scream Factory version because apparently the special features are tight. And I'm such a special features
Too.
guy, dude. You know, there was a whole point when like DVD because we're like around the same age, right? Like
Yeah,
how old are you? Do you
I'm
mind me asking?
35.
You're 35. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I remember when DVDs came out and it started to hit and it was really like, oh shit, now we have DVDs and Blu-rays, but that's a whole other thing. But like the main thing with DVDs was that they had special features.
Yeah.
And nobody watched special features. It was like, are you fucked up? What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, that's the best part. I especially like Arrow Video. Oh fuck, man, Arrow
Oh, dude,
Video, man,
killing it, killing it. I wish they didn't sell their fucking DVDs for $40 or
dude.
their Blu-rays.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're so I have Hellraiser 1 and 2 Arrow Videos.
Oh, nice.
The restoration's fucking fantastic,
Oh yeah.
but they have these documentaries called Leviathan, and they're two different documentaries, one for the first film, one for the second film, and they're like feature length documentaries.
Nice, dude. I
And
love that shit. I
fuck,
love that shit.
man. And I think I spent like $20 on them, and I'm like, dude,
Worth it.
legit, this was totally worth it.
Nice,
Oh
nice.
yeah.
I only have like regrettably, I only have like 5 or 6 Arrowhead films. I wish I could fucking just buy
I
the
know.
whole lot. I would just buy them all without even seeing the films that I don't know in it because they have such a good way of like choosing movies to like put on their thing. They have a great reputation. I can see why they sell them for so much and shit. But
Oh yeah. I mean, I did a blind buy of Torso. I had never seen Torso before,
you
and I was
really
like,
champion Torso. You're the only person I know who talks about it, but you fucking love that
I
film. And
love that movie
your
so
love
so fucking
for
much.
it is making me like just need to watch this movie.
I mean, if you like Giallo, it's like to me, it's like it's one of the sleaziest, nastiest, grittiest, just like, ooh,
Oh,
I
you're talking
fucking
my
love it.
language. You're
Yeah.
talking my language.
Ooh,
Oh, I
so
love it.
good.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it, but like I definitely put it in that category with like Mutilator and like Pieces and like, all those kind of like films. I definitely look at it like that, though I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's really good, man. But yeah, final thoughts and rating. So 1 out of 5. Uh, what do we want to give this? 1 out of 5 crazy killer billies. What would you give this?
So, all right. I would give this movie, honestly, I'd give it like a 4.5. I really enjoyed this film, foibles and all. I still really fucking love this film, and it's a film that I would suggest to anybody.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I think I'm gonna have to give this a 4.5 out of 5 as well.
Yeah,
Like it's if it wasn't for like the unevenness
yeah,
of it, like just with the storyline, I feel like this could be it's a damn near perfect slasher. Like
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
it's got everything that you're looking for in an early 80s just nasty grindhouse slasher. And if you're into that, this fucking movie rocks for that. And that's one that I can like rewatch even outside of Christmas and still really dig. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. And that's it for Silent Night, Deadly Night, as well as Silent Night. Mike, can you let everyone know where they can find you, where they can find you on social media, and where they can find your YouTube channel, Video Creep?
Sure, sure. Well, you can find my YouTube channel on YouTube.
Oh,
Whoa!
my
Lo and
mind is
behold.
blown.
Yeah, yeah. My channel is called Video Creep. If you type in like Video Creep reviews, a bunch of my videos will come up. It's still new, so I'm like gathering friends and shit. But I'm having a really good time on there. Also, me and Backyard Butcher, we both do a podcast together called Aimless Discussion. So you can check that out. There's a link to it on my YouTube channel. But go to Video Creep first. But yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. My name is Michael Pinero. If you want to find me on social media, or you can find me through the Video Creep reviews Instagram as well. And I'm pretty active. It's not hard to get a hold of me.
Oh, he's active, all right.
Yeah.
Slut.
Yeah. I'm also a stand-up comedian, so if you're ever in the Los Angeles area, hit me up.
There you go. There you go, folks. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel. He's got an awesome channel. I've been loving his videos. And we gotta support our friends here in the horror community.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
let's keep on going. And thanks again, man, for joining me. This was so much fun.
Yeah. I can't let this end without me also telling you how much I fucking love your channel. I just spent like 2 or 3 days ago. I just like binged like 10 of your videos in a row.
Oh,
And
thanks, man.
nah, dude, it's fucking awesome. I didn't know that you have like these interviews with like people as well that have like worked on films and stuff, and that's fucking huge, man. Like you're fucking doing that, and I love your channel as well.
Oh, thanks, man. I mean, I appreciate that. And it's, a labor of love. It's so much fun, you
It
know?
is. It is a labor of love. Heavy emphasis on the labor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. But I'm excited to do your end of the year show as well, man.
Yeah, and that's something that we're planning to do. Hopefully, like first week of January, something like that. We're gonna have a few different guys from YouTube. Of course, Video Creep is gonna be joining us. We got Derek's Horror Corner, CDR, as well as Liebelman Reviews. So, yeah, more details coming out soon about that year-end podcast. But that's basically going to be each one of us picks our favorite film from 2019 and
Yeah.
then we discuss, and we got quite a variety of horror
Yeah.
films to
Yeah.
discuss.
I'm excited for the picks. The selects are good. The
Oh
selects are
yeah,
good.
man. So again, folks, be sure to check out his YouTube channel, Video Creep, and follow him on social media. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel, Desmond's Flicks, and follow me all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Desmond's Flicks. With all that said, I will see you all next week. Same spooky time, same spooky channel.